Howdy everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you're all well today. So today we're going to have a quick look at another spotting scope, and it's the all new Viking Swallow ED 20-60 x 80. And at the time of this video it's priced at about just under £500 at £499 retail. And at 60, and you can also get the 65mm at £449. And so, first things first, looks a pretty smart spotting scope, doesn't it? A very attractive design there, but we'll come on to that very shortly. More about the body shell, I mean. So, £499 retail price gets you an 80mm ED spotting scope, and you might think, yeah, that's pretty good value for money. But then when you factor in it's also dielectric coated prisms rather than the standard silver coated prisms, and all of a sudden it's remarkable value for money. And so what corners are they cutting to achieve an 80mm ED spotting scope with dielectric coated prisms for £499? Well, to be honest, nothing that will affect the view through the eyepiece. First off, it's a very lightweight polycarbonate body, and don't let that put you off. I know I sound a bit like a broken record. There are nowadays the quality of polycarbonate bodies in binoculars and spotting scopes is so much better than it used to be, and these are going to last you a lifetime, believe me. And this one with the polycarbonate body, it only weighs just over 1630 grams, which makes it incredibly lightweight for an 80mm spotter. Perfect if you're out travelling on long walks with it on your backpack, for example. And it's only 40 centimetres long. In fact, when I got this spotting scope out the packaging, I saw the box and I thought they'd sent me the wrong spotting scope. I thought this is a 65mm, but no, it's definitely an 85mm, sorry, an 80mm. I have measured it. 80mm spotting scope, and extremely compact. So they're certainly not cutting any corners with the optics. When you look through these, and as I've said in a previous video, often dielectric coated prisms with non-ED glass can give a brighter image than an equivalent ED glass set with silver coated prisms. And I've got another video if you want to search for our channel that can go into more detail. So looking through this, you get an incredibly bright and sharp image. Well, you're going to do with all those impressive specifications. Very, very good colours, very true colours, a nice flat field pretty much towards the edge with virtually no pincushion distortion other than when you go up to about 60 magnifications. So excellent colours, fantastic contrast, you know, considering the price again, and with very, very minimal chromatic aberration. In fact, you won't see any with low contrast subjects. In very, very challenging situations, like looking at heavily backlit branches, then yes, that there is a hint of chromatic aberration, even in the centre, very, very minor. Most people won't notice it, and it can be seen a bit more towards the excuse me, outer 15 or 20%. But again, that is in extreme circumstances with very, very heavily backlit subjects. Most of the time you're not going to even notice it. And once again, look at that, what a very attractive spotting scope to look at. And you're going to get a few heads turning in the bird hides if you stick one of these on a hide clamp, and you can get numerous phone adapters, smartphone adapters as well. Even though I tested this set out on a bright day, looking at the bottom of the garden, there is a very dark area behind the bins, and what is invisible with the naked eye, you could pick out a lot of detail with this, especially at low magnification. Obviously you go to the higher power, then you lose that exit pupil, and your contrast and your brightness does go down, but very, very good at picking out detail in low light conditions, if you like going out in dusk and dawn. So just zooming out 1 second, because what I'll do now, just quickly show you the case that you get with it. It's a very standard stay-on case with removable or drop-down sections at either end for the eye cup and for the objective lens, and you have a zipper there to keep it all nicely in place, and you can keep the case obviously on there all the time. I know it probably didn't show up very well there on the video, but it is a very nice quality case. Probably I would say more of a generic case rather than specifically for this spotting scope. But when you think about it, if this was a magnesium alloy body and it come with a case tailor-made in lower volumes, production volumes, for this scope specifically, then you might be looking at £650–700. But by doing that, and the most important thing to you is the optics, then this really ticks all the boxes. So it comes with a dual speed focus there, and the very easy move, free moving, smaller, fine tuned there, and a little bit more stiff for the main one, but by all means not over stiff that it's difficult to use. I actually found I preferred using the fine tune most of the time. So while we're having a bit of a close-up look at the eyepiece there, it is a different eyepiece to what you get on the non-ED version, by the way. It looks a much more chunky quality piece of kit, although the non-ED also is very good. Twist eye cup, which some may say it moves a little bit too freely, but when you have it on the out position like that, pushing in with my hands without twisting, that's not budging. At halfway I found if you push your eye up against it quite hard, then there is a little bit of movement, but are you really going to do that in the field? So that's just one minor gripe, but you know me, I'm always honest. If I pick out something that's a minor gripe, I'll mention it, but believe me, out in the field, that eye cup will not be budging once you've got it set. And it's around about 16mm eye relief, which is plenty for most people if you wear spectacles. Well, I say strangely, you do find this with a few spotters, that when you're zooming in, the eye relief seems to go down a little bit mid magnification. I don't know why, but it seems to be longer eye relief at 20 and at 60. And it also comes with the rotational tube there, tubing around the spotter, so you can slacken it off, move it up and down, left and right like that, to whatever circumstance that requires you to do that. So we have it's a nitrogen gas filled spotting scope, as mentioned, lightweight polycarbonate body. It comes with a pull out sunshade, goes mate. So if there's a bit of strong side sunlight or it's a dusty environment, you can help protect your lens. And you also have the drop down lens cover for the front, which as you can see I can always remove, and you get a single eyepiece cover for the eyepiece there. And there are also a couple of other eyepieces covers in the box, which I assume are for if you remove the eyepiece. I don't think there are any fixed eyepieces at the moment, but if there are, I will let you know. So that's a very quick look at the Viking Swallow ED 80mm spotting scope. Considering the dielectric coated prism, you do get a lot of spotting scope for your money. If you're not bothered about magnesium alloy, paying that extra for that, then this is going to last you a lifetime if you look after it. So, and as always, it's available to purchase in the link in the description below if you want to support our channel, which I know a number of you do. And so, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we shall see you next time.